Hey there, my name is Pravus. Welcome back to more Hearts of Iron 4 Darkest Hour. We are playing as the Empire of Japan. And toward the end of the last video, I decided to go ahead and declare war on the Axis. Why? Because I'm feeling particularly vengeful. There's no real good reason for it. I could have helped them take down the Soviets, but no. Instead, I've decided I want it all. All right, I'm not sharing with the Axis anymore. I know what happened last time I did that, and I don't think I got my fair share. So I'm gonna kill them, take what should have rightfully been mine. The Soviets will demand stuff, but guess what? I'll kill them too. I'll kill them all! Anyway, so we've landed over here around the Netherlands and the Low Countries in general, waiting for some reinforcements to arrive before I can push in earnest, but they are all on their way. Shouldn't take too long, and in the meantime, we are now pushing through England, mostly unopposed. I do want to take over some of their territory in India, so I'm gonna go ahead and call these guys to arms. There we go. Makes that easier. Now some cavalry ought to be able to just go ahead and charge in over here, grab some key, ports and stuff like that, join up the territory. At this point, we're cleaning things up, you know? This is just border gore cleanup, all right? Millions are gonna die, but it's for border gore, and that's a very good reason. In preparation for fighting against the Soviets, I'm gonna create a really stupid division. And by stupid, I don't mean like Mimi stupid, I just mean like it's gonna be a pretty stupid division. Let's try creating something that is gonna be a combination of motorized, light tanks, and rocket artillery. Yeah. Wait, can you not motorize rocket artillery? Oh, come on! That sucks. Whoa, this can't be right. Hold the phone. If I use this, my speed goes from 13 kilometers per hour down to 0.5? Since when was rocket artillery practically immobile? Oh my god! All right, you know what? That was a cool plan, and it's already dead. I have changed my mind. We are not doing that. Motorized artillery it is. I could also just create some self-propelled artillery, and arguably that would be better, but we'll go with this, sure. Yeah, I can't even put on a rocket artillery battery as a support company. This doesn't move. Are these supposed to be like, they don't even have great stats. I was gonna say it could be like maybe you're supposed to create immobile defenses and that's what rocket artillery is in this mod. No, that's just awful. Absolutely atrocious. Dear God in heaven. Well, how about this, all right? It's got a bit of hardness, it's light tanks. The whole point is that it's fast. This is not an outstanding division by any stretch. I would never play this normally. But I've got a load of equipment. It's got okay soft attack. It could be better if it were self-propelled artillery, but it's fast as frick. It's got some armor. It's got some breakthrough. This is not a good division. I'm calling it Dumb and Dumber for a reason, okay? Let's go ahead and train a bunch of them. You know what's crazy to me is if I get rid of the tanks, we actually get more soft attack. That's how bad my tanks are you serious? Oh no, all right. Well, it'll get better once I have an upgrade for these tanks. Jeez, dude, I really didn't expect that. Hey, we were able to surround Wilhelmshaven. That is good news. Die, Germans, die! I know. Not exactly something you were expecting Imperial Japan to say in this game, and yet here we are. I'm gonna go ahead and micromanage some of my cavalry, make them go a little bit faster, see if we can get into London and stuff. We should be able to get these guys out of here pretty darn quick, I would think. Was this a puppet or held by them directly? Looks like it's held by them directly, so we'll have to actually clean this area up, but that's honestly fine. Reinforcements, you're still not here. But they are about to arrive. Just had to go all the way around the UK for some reason. Does that make sense? There we go. UK is mine once again. All right, what else do we do? Well, we could go for some more naval invasions, or I could just go ahead and pull the cavalry over to France and see if we can push all the way down to Italy. I like that plan. That seems like a solid plan. Looks like we finished with our first collaboration government with the Soviets. That is gonna be great. 40%, yay! That's amazing. Okay, so we wanna do that again, right? Yeah, let's do that again. Here we go, this is what you love to see. Lots of green across the board. I have some planes that are following me around. It's not quite as many as I probably could be fielding, but honestly, we've reached a stage of the game where I can literally afford to be lazy. So I'm just gonna sit back here and enjoy what I'm seeing. It's just like watching fireworks. I don't have to lift a finger, and everything goes boom. Oh, I guess we still do have some focuses to do, though I can never pick up Tojo's Gamble again, which just makes me so sad. Land buffer has no effect. Fortify a bunch of places could have an effect. Supply lines, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, this doesn't do me much good either. Research speed and factory output's nice. The sun never stops rising. I like that idea. Strengthen the command economy, blah, blah, blah. I guess we'll go ahead and move toward total mobilization. I might actually just shift it right back, though, because that's a bit more aggressive than I feel like I need to be. Now, how are we looking as far as the Germans? They're actually shockingly close to capitulation. That probably means we need to go ahead and declare war on the Soviets. I was gonna try to sneak a little war on Bhutan over here just to clear out some border gore, but forget that. Way more important that I justify over here in 10 days. So we are ready to deal with them and occupy this territory, so when we get the peace deal, I don't care what the Soviets take, I'm still gonna occupy all this stuff. There's my justification. We're gonna go ahead and do that before the Russians have a chance at taking Berlin. Shocked Berlin hasn't fallen yet, if I'm completely honest, but there you go. Not gonna worry about calling in all my allies right now. Let's just go ahead and have that war done. And over on the Eastern Front, where I should have semi-reasonable supply, not great, but semi, we'll go ahead and tell you all to get moving. It is march across every front. Go, go, go! All right, so now it actually would be in my best interest to go ahead and capitulate Germany. But if we're gonna do that, I wanna make sure we have plenty of troops on the front line for when the Soviets start breaking through as well. So let's make sure that we have at least a couple of full armies reorganized over here. I don't need these guys this direction, for example. Let's rearrange a little bit, hang on. There's mobilization law. Let's go for the devil's oversight. Production efficiency cap is nice, plus more resources. We like that. And then, yeah, I am going to go to that total mobilization, I think, and I'm going to go ahead and just bring it back down. Where the heck are you? There you are. Back to war economy. I got more political power than I have any clue what to do with. It's just not worth it to me. Germany should be falling any second now. I'm really shocked that they haven't. There they go. Beautiful. Alrighty. So now I have a front line against the Soviets, and this is the real threat I've got to worry about. Let's go ahead and make some careful pushes. Make sure they don't have any easy ground to work with, grab some victory points. And they're not totally on their front line, which means this is a good opportunity to rush forward and try to grab, in particular, some of these supply hubs, right? Because we all know that if you can take away the supply, the Russians are going to find themselves in a situation where they're losing way too much manpower. Somehow, though, the Soviets got full control over, like, southern France. Couldn't tell you at all how that happened, but they did. All right. So if I want to end the war against the Axis, the people I need to take out are going to be basically Italy, and Italian East Africa is considered a major war participant. Really, though? This right here is a major war participant? Really, though? So what's gonna be the easiest way to knock out the Italians directly? The answer is naval invasion around Rome. That tends to really mess with them, so we'll let Green more or less take this. I'm gonna take the cavalry since they've worked shockingly well up to this point. And let's start prepping a few large naval invasions. I do have some upgrades to my naval tech, so we actually should be able to launch very aggressively out of here. Actually have to go grab the port around Marseille. All right, let's do that. I seem to be struggling to get my navy down here because this strait is still contested, and the Germans who've capitulated apparently are somehow preventing me from actually passing my navy through here. But submarines, at least, are on the way, so you know what, that's good enough. Let's go ahead and just launch. Not gonna get the naval invasion support I would have liked, but if we can land around here, they've got no equipment. Oh my god, what has happened to Italy? They've got no guns whatsoever! What are they gonna do? Fight me with sticks? Alright, landing now. That's some cavalry. Alrighty, march on into Rome if you don't mind. Take the ports, as we often do. Looks like I am struggling a little bit on one or two of these fights, but it shouldn't be that bad to take out. If I'm honest, these guys can't contest me very well. Oh yeah, they're gone, they're gone. Oh my gosh. Alright, it was nice knowing you, Italy, but it is time for you to fall. I'm just gonna tell my cavalry to go on aggressive and go in, like, literally every direction. Like the locusts that we are. Oh, Rome, you are doomed. How could you do this to yourself? You're so doomed. The only problem with fighting the Soviets right now is I have a pretty darn wide open front. A little bit too wide, if you were to ask me. Really need to free up some of these troops and send them up to the front. The good news is that is about to happen right now. We have expanded the Tuseikai, whatever you call that. We get more research speed. We can go for some compromises with the Zaibatsu, which gets me more political power gain and money. Good lord, some of these economic modifiers end up being pretty darn strong, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, and actually, weirdly enough, there goes the Axis. I don't think anyone took down East Africa, but whatever, it was enough to take down Italy. That's good enough. So I think something I need to do is try to get a decent period up over here. The thing is, it doesn't matter what I take right now because I'm at war with the Soviets. Whatever they end up taking, I'm just going to take right back. So, technically speaking, I think I could ignore all the stuff I currently occupy and just take stuff I don't currently own. And that kind of would sort of slightly work, weirdly, I think. I could be wrong on that, though. All right, let's submit these initial demands. I'll take a whole bunch of puppets. And of course a bunch of it's gonna be contested, because why the heck wouldn't it be? Looks like the Soviets want to take Norway. You know what? I forfeit Norway. It's actually not that important I take that. Go ahead and waste your points. I'll go elsewhere. The problem is there's way too many nations who have been eaten up at this point. Satelliting the right people is really hard to find. Also, France appears to have been deleted from this list, and I mean that almost literally. I have no idea where they are on this list anymore. They're gone. Dear God, how do they even have so much war score? Somehow the AI is playing me here because they are stacking up so many points here. It's borderline impossible for me to actually contest this. Whatever. You know what? I don't even care anymore. Take what you want. Take it all. I don't even care. I'm gonna come kill you. And when I do, it's all mine anyway. This is just me wasting time over things that don't matter. There, see? I take 49 states, you take 348. Yeah, I bet you feel real good about yourself. Look who lost basically nothing out of the arrangement. I mean, yeah, you got like all of Africa, and that should be scary. And yet, I feel pretty good about myself. I don't care. In fact, what's really annoying is that we have these completely garbled up borders. Ugh, disgusting. And while they're completely disorganized, I'm gonna tell my guys to go ahead and be on the aggressive side. This is a chance to snag a lot of key territory, and we'll be fine. Why the heck is there still an Axis? I just want to ask this question. Why do the Axis powers exist? I couldn't tell you, but somehow they do. The Reich still exists. What? Where? Oh, for God's sake. They actually went to South America! All right, let's see how fast you can move. Looks like they had a lot of troops down here in the Balkans area. That's great. That's more we can hopefully cut off. If we move fast, we can get in through Warsaw and make a beeline up in toward Russia. Still a long front line that we have to worry about, and I kind of wish we had a lot more troops to go around. These gosh dang tanks are taking so long to train. I may not even have a chance to deploy these things by the end of this. I wouldn't be the least bit surprised. I mean, good lord, we still haven't even finished preparing our second collaboration government. That's still going. Looks like it's gonna be a 20%er, but still, 60% collaboration, that's about as good as you can hope for with the Soviets. That's more than enough to just go ahead and take Moscow and the area around here, right? Around Stalingrad and Leningrad, and then basically they're done. That's it, boom, we win. Oh my God, I found COVID, everybody. I found COVID! So I'm curious, how many troops do we think that you actually have at this point? You got a number, 56, it's nothing compared to what I've got. Looks like about 500,000 manpower left, that's all you've got. I don't know if it's possible to see how much manpower you've got in total. That's the deployed manpower. Can we see how much manpower you even have left in reserve? A lot. Okay, it's not that they're running out of manpower, they just don't actually have nearly as many deployed troops as you might have thought. Ooh, another spy? How'd that happen? A lot more spies, even better. There's the collaboration government. Beautiful. Dare we do it again? It's gonna take too long. Who cares? There's the tanks. Wow. All right. Arrived too late to do literally anything of excitement, but we'll try. Get them up to the front lines. You know what's funny is almost every single one of my spies is a seducer. I kid you not. That is a common trait on almost all of them. 1, 2, not that one, 3 and 4 out of 5. The Japanese, so seductive though. Well, we're kind of completely unopposed in our march toward Moscow, and that seems to be the theme of a lot of things in this particular mod. It's not that they didn't field armies, it's just they exhausted themselves so much and they're now completely out of position. So on several wars in this series, we've been able to catch our enemies with their pants down because no one saw it coming with China falling as fast as it did, and we're literally able to just march on in and take whatever we want. We're the honey badger. Take whatever we freaking want. And honestly, shouldn't be that hard to get these guys to capitulate with this much collaboration. 80%? That's gonna be lovely. Really wish these darn front lines would stop collapsing on themselves in the worst possible way, though. Seriously, that is something that would really make this game a lot more enjoyable for me, if the front lines weren't so gosh dang stupid. Another seductive spy. Why the heck not? All right, we are just about to hit Moscow. I've got a force heading up toward Leningrad and a force heading over to Stalingrad, which basically means that's the 3 really big victory points that are gonna be taken care of. Plus Sevastopol, we've gotten through the Ukraine, and all the guys in the Balkans have been cleared out, which frees up a whole nother army to just go on a massive warpath. Do I even need to plan things out? Nope. Be free, my pretties! Kill everything! Where are you guys? Still in Japan. You didn't even get off the island. You just, oh man, you, How are we looking now, out of curiosity? They are now down to 75% of the way towards capitulation, and that's before I even get to Stalingrad and Leningrad. All right, shouldn't be much longer. Gosh, it is refreshing to fight the Soviets and actually have collaborative governments for a change. Feels like it's been forever since that happened. Yeah, the trick is just don't spy in Moscow. Spy anywhere else. It doesn't really matter. I do kind of wish I had some more cavalry or motorized or anything fast right about now. Yeah, the 12 kilometers per hour would definitely have made my life a little bit easier than this stupid, weird, snaky thing I have to do at slow pace with infantry. The real downside of infantry, it's not that they're weak, it's not that they don't have armor, it's that they're slow. That's the real downside to infantry. The only one, as far as we can tell from this series. Literally just need some cavalry to run in and grab a handful of tiny victory points. I feel like that should be more or less the end, and it is. Waiting for the game to recalculate. Any second now. Give me that gratification. Come on, I'm waiting for it. There it is. The Soviets are dead. All right. And with that, the world is my oyster. I can now divide up the map however I want because I am the sole survivor in this grand game of King of the Hill. Okay, I think that should be just about everything. Yes? Yes. Alrighty then. Confirm and exit. I created a lot of little puppets, so let's see how this turns out in just a second. Take 168 states myself, hand a lot off to some of my puppets. All of this is looking pretty darn good, mainly because it's almost all entirely my color, and that means I win the game. Beautimus! So the only thing left to do technically would be to go hunt down remains of the Axis, and I guess some of the allies or the Entente down over this direction in Belize. Don't know why that exists, but there you go. So, yeah, I guess the only thing left to do, actually, forget that for a second. Here's the real prize, all right? The real prize is I now can force everybody to join the yen bloc. And realistically, what's gonna happen is it should start making me a stupid amount of money. And I actually spent almost all of my political power doing that. That is just hilarious. I had 2,000 a second ago. Oh my gosh, all right, well, as long as everyone has properly joined, no, I gotta wait 30 days. You know, I'm gonna wait a second, because I'm curious. Do all these modifiers stack? Because if so, I'm gonna add an absolutely ludicrous money income modifier to my country in just a minute. All right, let's see what's gonna happen. We're making 49.34 right now. Does that jump up to anything? Doesn't really show anything. Okay, that's a little annoying. I guess nothing comes out of that. Maybe it doesn't quite stack as much as I thought it did. Well, that's an absolute shame, because that should have been ludicrous amounts of money. It would have meant that this entire world war was actually about building up a single currency so I can become the economic hegemon. Forget the military territory, but no. In fact, somehow we're losing money. All right, don't ask me how that works. I couldn't even tell you. Well, thank you all very much for watching this series of Darkest Hour. I think the mod's pretty cool, and the idea of starting in 1933 and seeing more of the build-up is fun, though it does make for a bit of a slower start to the game, and then, yeah, obviously we've run into a few points where I think that the mod is either missing content or missing a little bit of polish. But I think it's gonna get there at some point. This could become a pretty darn fun rework of a historical sense of World War II. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, make sure you hit that notify bell, and I will see you guys next time.